Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing Phuket immigration specifically and this so-called red card, yellow card system being employed by the local immigration office in Phuket. I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from The Phuket News, that's thephuketnews.com. Article is titled, quote-unquote, red card system launched for quote-unquote bad foreigners in Phuket. I urge those watching this video, go read that article in detail. A lot of information in there. I'm going to quote an excerpt here, quoting directly. Police Major General Prapansak Prasamsuk, commander of the Immigration Region 6 office, which oversees immigration affairs in Phuket, announced the new system at a press conference today, March 1. Under the system, a foreigner will be designated a quote-unquote yellow card for a first offense. The foreigner will be issued a formal warning and the relevant embassy will be notified, Major General Prapansak said. Quoting further, after the foreigner completed the current stay and left the country, the foreigner will be denied permission to stay in Thailand for the next visit on the basis that the foreigner had conducted an unlawful act that, quote, caused trouble and behaved in a way that is a threat to society, unquote. Quoting further, if a foreigner is found guilty of a second offense during the same period of time, the foreigner will have the permit to stay in Thailand revoked and will be sent back to their home country, Major General Prapansak said. Quoting further, however, critical to the policy announced today, Major General Prapansak did not define exactly what level of or type of crime or quote-unquote unlawful act would be considered for a first or second offense. So, okay, we've got this red card, yellow card system that they've come up with at local Thai immigration, and I have to admit, it seems a little strange to me, but, you know, nobody asked for my input. So all we can do is analyze what the situation is as best we can based on the information that's out there. The question posed is, where do they get statutory authority for this? Well, it's pretty clear. I'm not even going to cite it. You can go look it up for yourselves. 1979, the Immigration Act, it's pretty darn clear. They have the authority with regard to issues pertaining to public health and safety and national security to detain or arrest anyone they feel is a threat to any of those things and deport under certain circumstances. Now, there's a lot of information in this article which gets into this seems to be sort of focused on traffic citations, which seems a little odd that immigration police are getting into the bailiwick of traffic citations. That doesn't seem to be within their purview. But again, they have a great deal of authority regarding foreign nationals in Thailand if it's deemed that they're, and again, I think this quote in the article sheds some light on the thinking behind the authority for doing this. And I quote again, quote, caused trouble and behaved in a way that is a threat to society. Well, that's on par with public health and safety or national security, both of which, and there's a whole list in the Act. I can't remember everything off the top of my head. I always remember those two because whenever we deal with Thai immigration and they're exercising negative discretion, they almost always throw that in as a matter of course. They may cite some other section specifically as well, but that's always in there. Public health and safety as well as national security, that's just there. And it looks like that's probably the underlying basis for this program under the statute. That's how they're operating. So do I think it's the best idea? Not particularly. I don't really understand why this is being done this way. I kind of get it, but at this, and I don't know the levels of crime they're dealing with down in Phuket. And maybe it's just a free-for-all on the roads down there, and they wanted to go ahead and sort of tighten things up. I hesitate to believe that. I suspect it's just, look, it's been 2-3 years now where immigration was not overly active on a day-to-day basis. That has come to an end. There's been an influx of foreign nationals into Thailand, specifically into Phuket. There's a lot of folks down in Phuket. I was there recently, and it's got a lot of foreign nationals in it. There's no doubt about that. So again, there may be, or someone may feel there's an exigent need in Phuket for these type of measures. It remains to be seen exactly how this interacts with greater immigration. If you're in Phuket, you get a yellow card, and then you move to Bangkok. What does that mean? Is that on your record? Or not? If so, I don't. I'll be honest with you, we're still trying to figure this thing out ourselves. And honestly, we don't deal with Phuket as often as we deal with Bangkok. So it's not going to be something that has been on our radar quite as much as it definitely, I imagine, is folks down in Phuket. But the thing to take away from this video is, yeah, to me, I don't see where they lack any authority to do this. Again, I think the optics on it, especially when people look to come here on vacation and they see this kind of weird system for, getting kicked out of the country and not being able to come back. I don't know if that looks great, but long story short, yeah, I definitely think Thai immigration has the authority to promulgate this policy, specifically within the jurisdiction of the Phuket Immigration Office.